Hello, y'all. I am back again, y'all. This the fourth time today. Y'all know I normally don't come on here this much, but um, I'm perusing the internet and seeing what getting updates and seeing what I missed and trying to gain different perspectives on the people who went to the David hearing for today, which was supposed to be an attempt for a preliminary hearing, but we know now that the defense got scared and used the excuse because they ain't give the right storage device to the prosecution in order to get whatever discovery that they could get, and so they backed out. They backed out. They tried to make it seem like it was the fault of the prosecution, but listen. This was just strategy. That was just strategy for you to be able to say that, for you to make it look like you didn't back down, and now y'all not getting scared, right? So, anywho, I came to talk to you guys again because, and listen, y'all, I ain't feel like doing no work today. I did not do no work. After I went to that doctor and they messed up like that and I came back, I ain't been doing nothing. All I all I've been doing is stuff I don't need to be doing, eating. I had to stop and get me some fruit. I had cooked, like I made some sirloins with string beans, onions, and green peppers and rice, right? So yeah, I ain't done nothing. I ain't done no work today. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. I will Monday I will get back to it because tomorrow I ain't doing nothing tomorrow either. But y'all, so Tisa, I had to come back on here because y'all know my girl Tisa. Y'all know I love me some Tisa, y'all. I don't. It is not no people I don't dislike. It's always something I'm going to find in their character to like, right? No matter what, even if I don't like them as a total person, it's going to be something either in their real character or in their created character that I'm going to like, right? And Tisa, I love me some Tisa, y'all. Because Tisa, she is just, woo, she is high energy, right? So y'all know Tisa is good, baby. Tisa is going to tell you some things that are the truth, and then she's going to tell you some things that she thinks should happen. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, Tisa be telling lies." I don't think that. That's not how I look at what Tisa does. Tisa ain't telling no lies. She ain't telling no more lies than none of the rest of some of these people out here to be coming out here calling themselves content creating and be lying on the half of the defense and all of these people doing all of this illegal stuff. They be telling lies, right? But Tisa tell y'all what she want to happen. She will take some of what she know from some of the inside information that she gets, and then she will tell y'all what she thinks based on her opinion, what she wants to happen to the individual, right? That's how I look at what Tisa does. And I didn't get to watch, I saw the title and it made me come talk to y'all because I did not want to be persuaded by what she said when I watched it. I wanted to come talk to y'all about this. And my idea from me seeing her headline when she said that the feds might be involved, right? So let me tell you, Tisa always want the defendant to get more charges. She always wanted to get more and more charges. She want them to get more and more indictments. She want this thing to be massive. Whatever is happening, she wants it to be massive with the defendant, right? And like I said, this is what she wants. This ain't what she lying about. This is just what she hopes for. This is what she wishes for. There are some people who lie up the information. I don't think Tisa lying up the information. She just thinks that these are the right things that should be done, and this is what she wants to see happen based on how she's dissecting the information, right? And so Tisa then put a video out that said the feds may be involved. And you want to know what? I sat here when I read that headline, and I was like, Tisa might be right. And Tisa might be right. Even I don't know where her sources are yet. I don't know if she has any sources. I don't know if this is just going to be another thing that she's speculating about and she just wants to happen, or if she's saying she has inside sources telling her this. But she might be right. And I think I feel the same way as Tisa. And I'm about to tell you why. So, you know that we've been over here talking about these nihilistic extremist groups on the internet that the FBI is calling the biggest terroristic threat right at this moment. Like, because they grow so rapidly. Not only do they grow so rapidly, but the perpetrators are so young and their reach and influence is so far and wide. I told y'all one of the cases that I looked at, the defendant was in Greece. He was a United States citizen, but they arrested him in Greece. This is a teen, right? So this terroristic group, as much as people want to talk about ISIS and Hezbollah and uh, the IRC, whatever that is in Iran military, and then all of these other terrorists, we had Bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, all of these terrorists, all of these dictators. The FBI is saying that on a national level, these children running these nihilistic extremist groups are the biggest threat right now because they are an NGO. Let me explain to you, for those of y'all who don't know what an NGO is. An NGO is a non-government organization. Same thing that ISIS would be labeled. Same thing that Hezbollah, the Taliban. All of these different organizations, they are NGOs. And they are organizations that have some type of social and political influence that are not connected officially to the government, right? These nihilistic extremist groups are NGOs and they have the ability to impact. Remember the other day when I was telling y'all that the one group, the one charge that the boy had language in it that said something like the attempt to destroy civilization through the manipulation and coercion of vulnerable people, including minors. Like, this is the language in some of these indictments that are coming down on these kids. And I told you, most of them, I found out of the ones I've researched so far, 27, there's only one was 27. The rest of them are closer, but between the age of 15 and 21, 22. Most of them are no older than that, 15 to 21, 22 years old. And the reason that I'm identifying those, it might be some younger members. But generally, when you're looking at the age of the edgelord, because this is what they call them on the internet, they are given a name. Like, I say underlords because I think that's something that we are more familiar with. But they call them edgelords, which means they were groomed into these groups, and then they take on an origin of their own, and they branch out and create their own subgroup, right? So this is what's happening. So I said all of that to say, in this case with David, because like I said, I believe that David was at one point as a child on the internet, being a homeschool child with this Christian curriculum, very religious household, couldn't do too much of anything. He ends up creating this personality and persona for himself on the internet, and then it skyrockets and he becomes rich off of it. He becomes rich as a gamer. He is now created all of these online friends. I believe he was groomed into this type of thing, and then he at some point became an edgelord of his own, right? And remember, I told you about Bradley Cadenhead, the one who was the founder of the extremist group 764. Well, I told you earlier today when they found all of that CSAM on his computer, and it's gore content. I heard somebody mention that, right? I heard somebody from the courthouse mention something about the gore, right? And saying something about David mentioning in something that he loved gore. That word connects because the content is called gore content, right? So there's all of this terminology is consistent with the theories that people, the true crime community, has been having out here. That David has some kind of connection to some nihilistic extremist group, and he calls himself a borderline nihilist, right? So when we are considering surveillance, right? And this, I thought about this. So when we are considering the surveillance piece that was mentioned today, this is new information that we discovered that David was surveilled. We don't have any idea of what the time frame of the surveillance was, right? But I'm starting to wonder if maybe we don't know if the surveillance was in connection to Celeste and the crime committed against Celeste, or was he being surveilled before Celeste in connection to a nihilistic extremist group on the internet? The amount of CSAM that was found on his computer could have possibly given some hits to the government. This is what could have slowed them going to go arrest him as well. And I did not think about that initially, even though we've been talking, we've been collaborating with each other in order to have a free flow of ideas with one another. I did not, because we didn't know. We didn't know. We knew that they were discussing that he unalived a witness to a crime, and we know somehow Celeste was involved in and attached to whatever that crime was, right? But we don't have, right now, we are unsure of when the surveillance started. And it is very well possible that some surveillance could have been going on prior to Celeste's death. And it could be connected to the CSAM that they found on his cloud, in his device, and could be connected to some kind of internet ring, some type of internet extremist group. And I saw this before, y'all. So this is why I'm saying that this could have also been part of what delayed them going in to go arrest him. This could have also been part of the pressure on the behalf of the prosecution to keep certain things under seal, not wanting certain things to get out to the public because they are trying to protect the information and the evidence because they want to make sure that they are completing all of the circles. If the FBI or Homeland Security or some other federal investigatory agency is involved in something that might be bigger connected to this, then I watched on 2020. Let me tell you guys. So I'm gonna just break it down real quick. I'm gonna try not to be long. On 2020, a while ago, I had watched a episode where there was an individual that was part of the Al Qaeda and a member of the Al Qaeda, right? And he was being surveilled for terrorism. This was around 9/11, right? And so the CIA had got a sneak and peek warrant, and they had attack going on in his home, right? Well, Lord have mercy. Another crime was brewing that none of the law enforcement agencies anticipated. So while they were surveilling him because of his connections to Al Qaeda, they they pick up a recording and they hear this recording of a murder happening. And the murder that is taking place is a murder of his daughter. So his daughter was dating a man of color. They don't like that. They speculated and had some reason, some suspicion and some reason to believe that she had been intimate with him. They don't like that. And so what the family went on to do is called a mercy killing. Because when a girl or woman dishonors their family, this is something by law in some of their countries they are allowed to do. And these individuals being surveilled for being members of Al Qaeda, the sneak and peek warrant was not for that purpose. It was for the purpose of seeing the terrorist connections and seeing if, because they had some reason, suspicion to believe that some other kind of targeted move was going to happen, right? So they hear they when they go listen to tapes, they hear this murder happen. The mom is involved, the brother is involved, the father is involved, and you hear the mother. The mother must have been doing something to assist in trying to hold down the daughter, because she was telling the daughter, just be still, don't move, like basically like just lay there. Why are you fighting it? What are you doing? Like, you know, this is the drill, right? And so the CIA, they get this information, they hear this information. Well, now you have the issue to where another entity has to get involved, because we know the CIA is Central Intelligence and they deal with all things foreign, right? Well, the FBI deals with all things domestic. So the FBI, they refer this information over to the FBI. Immediately, the FBI wants to go in and issue the warrant for arrest and move forward with prosecution. The CIA says, nah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that because we haven't got what we need. Right? Now, imagine that. Imagine a whole crime where someone is murdered. You have it all on audio from a legal wiretap, but the one government agency says we can't move in because this was not the purpose of the wiretap, and there's something of more value that we might get if we keep this wiretap going. That is important for us to get that information. We can't afford for the FBI to move in and make the arrest right now. And so there was a battle. It was a battle between the FBI and the CIA. And it was a legal one that was happening right in court over what was going to happen. Now, who wins? The crime wins, the murder. It ends up winning, right? I don't think they ever got what they needed. I don't think the CIA ever got what they needed, but the CIA did attempt to fight the FBI being able to move in, right? And so, because we don't know all of the details, all of the information, because this investigation seems like it's so broad and wide, and we are being told in court that other potential major crimes that could be federal were committed. We don't know why it took them so long to move in, because it might have been something more that they wanted to extract from this investigation, because there may be more charges that involve a bigger network coming down the line. So listen, y'all, I told y'all, Tisa is on to something. I don't know if she's on to something because, hey Mela, how you doing? I was so Tisa, I've just you go back, listen to my live. But essentially, what I'm saying is that Tisa, I don't know whether she has some inside information because I haven't watched it yet. All I did was see the title. And it made me, when I saw the title, it triggered me to think something. And so I wanted to come live and give that to you all before I listened to what she said, and let whatever she said have some kind of influence on my thought, right? But I think that it may be possible because we don't know at what point the surveillance started. Today we found out in court that there was surveillance, right? That he was under some type of wiretap. We don't know at what point it started because we have not gotten that information yet. We don't know if it started at the point of Celeste after she died and they found the body, or if there was some type of surveillance that happened before then. And the possibility of there being some type of wiretap or surveillance before Celeste passed away is possible because Celeste was missing. It was rumored she was with him. And remember, we've been having these conversations of, was David a part of some type of nihilistic extremist group, which these groups have been labeled the most dangerous enemy, terroristic threat to the United States right now, right? Or has he established some kind of group on his own? Is he a part of a bigger network? Was that the crime? right? We don't know. We don't know whether we know that Celeste was involved with whatever the crime was, that she was possibly one of the subjects of the crime, but we don't know how far and wide this quote unquote investigation went, what it was that they were looking for. And so it is very well possible Tisa might be onto something when she's saying that the feds could have been involved and may still be ready to get involved, that there might be something bigger coming down the pike than just the murder, and that's big enough. That murder is big enough, but there might be something more coming along the pipe that might, in a whole lot of other arrests, and might go in a whole different direction, especially with the mention of the amount and volume of the CSAM. That is something that is consistent with these nihilistic extremist groups on the internet. It's everything. That little piece we get is another indication that something else might be brewing. And Tisa, whether or not she has an inside source, or whether this is just another one of Tisa's things that she would like to see happen because what she believes happened, I think that she might be on to something. And even if there are no federal charges, I think we might find out that there might have been, that may have been a possibility, right? We already know that based off of some of the information that has been released, that he could get some federal charges. There are some allegations that have been made that could get him some federal charges. The CSAM alone could be a federal charge. There are people right now who are in jail for CSAM. So that alone could be a federal charge. But I'm wondering if that Sam is connected to something much bigger, if he has a much bigger role, a much bigger part that needed to be investigated. And is this possible that that was the actual reason for the wiretap, and that the wiretap may have happened way before Celeste was killed? We don't know. That's a possibility. And the fact of saying she's a witness would be because she would be either part of that material, she would probably know something about that material, she probably would know about the inner workings of whatever this extremist group or network was. There's so much information that Celeste could have been aware of. And so when they add that special circumstance of him murdering a witness to a crime, in the open investigation, we don't know yet what that all entails. But I want us to be thinking and keep up out the possibility that it is possible that there was something going on even before Celeste passed away. And it might be much bigger than just her missing. That's what I want us to stay focused on. It might have been much bigger than just her missing and them investigating her missing. Possibly them investigating her missing could have led them to something broader. And this is where, not only because of how the body was so badly decomposed and the amount of time that the medical examiner needed in order to do the autopsy, that was completed in December. Right now, we are in April. There's something else that was also holding up this investigation. Yes, the discovery, the materials, they was voluminous to go through. But what did they have to really pick apart? Because there's some bigger things that might have been going on, and some more crimes maybe involving a whole lot more people that they want to preserve, that they want to protect, because either they are going to come with something bigger in this whole network of things, or they have some things in this evidence that leads them to go after some other criminals that they might not connect to this crime at all. That is all a possibility. And so I wanted to come and talk to you guys about that, because I was thinking about that. I'm going to watch Tisa's live and listen to her perspective and see what she's saying. See if she's saying that she has a unknown source or a known source or anonymous source, or is this just something that she is also feeling might be coming down the pipe. You guys, I think this is going to be my last time coming to talk to you guys tonight. I think it is, because I am going to need to take it down soon, because I got to be at my appointment early tomorrow morning. So I am going to have to take it down soon. But I enjoyed you guys today. Thank you all for coming in here and sharing with me, talking with me. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, suggestions, leave them in the comment section and I will be sure to respond to them. Everybody, have a good night.